they say breaking down is the end. But what if falling apart is actually the beginning? What if the pain you're feeling right now, the sleepless nights, the disappointment, the pressure, the moments where you feel completely lost, are not destroying you but rebuilding you into someone stronger? Because every powerful comeback begins with a breaking point. Sometimes life has to tear away the fake version of you, the fearful version, the weak mindset, the comfort zone, before the real person inside you can finally rise. And yes, it hurts. Growth always hurts. Transformation is never comfortable. But the strongest people are not the ones who never collapse. They are the ones who rebuild themselves after every collapse. This is your moment to stop running from the pain and start using it. Every failure taught you something. Every heartbreak reveals something. Every setback forced you to grow. And maybe right now you feel broken, but broken things can be rebuilt stronger than before. Steel is forged in fire. Diamonds are created under pressure. And you are being shaped by every battle you survive. So if your world is falling apart, don't panic. Maybe life is removing everything that no longer belongs in your future. Today is not about staying the same person. Today is about rebuilding your mind, your discipline, your confidence, and your purpose. Piece by piece, day by day, because the person you become after the storm will be unrecognizable. This is your time to fall apart and rebuild yourself stronger than ever before. Most people fear falling apart because they think it means failure. But in reality, destruction is often the first stage of transformation. Before anything powerful can be rebuilt, the weak foundation must collapse. Think about it, a building with cracks cannot survive a stronger future. Sometimes life tears things apart because they were never meant to carry the weight of your destiny. There are moments in life when everything feels like it's breaking at once. Your confidence disappears. Your plans fail. The people you trusted walk away. The version of yourself you once believed in suddenly feels lost. But those painful moments are not always punishments. Sometimes they are preparation. Growth does not happen when life is comfortable. Growth happens when pressure forces you to evolve. Pain exposes your weaknesses, but also reveals your strength. When everything is stripped away, you finally discover who you truly are without validation, comfort, or excuses. The strongest people in the world are not people who avoided hard times. They are people who allowed hard times to shape them instead of destroy them. They learned how to rebuild from nothing. They stopped seeing pain as the enemy and started seeing it as a teacher. Your breakdown may actually be the moment your old mindset dies, so your stronger self can finally emerge. The weak habits, toxic thinking, fear, insecurity, and self-doubt must collapse before confidence and discipline can rise. So if your life feels like it's falling apart right now, don't assume your story is over. Sometimes the collapse is necessary. Sometimes life is clearing space for the person you were always meant to become. You are not being buried. You are being rebuilt. Pain is unavoidable. Every person on earth experiences loss, disappointment, failure, rejection, and struggle. But what separates successful people from defeated people is not the amount of pain they experience, it's how they respond to it. Pain has two choices. It can either become your prison, power. Many people allow painful experiences to define them forever. One failure makes them quit. One heartbreak destroys their confidence. One setback convinces them they are not capable. They carry their wounds like chains and spend years trapped in fear and regret. But strong people use pain differently. They use pain as fuel. They allow heartbreak to teach them emotional strength. They allow failure to teach them discipline. They allow rejection to build resilience. Instead of asking, why is this happening to me? They ask, what is this trying to teach me? Every difficult season carries a lesson. Pain forces maturity. It forces reflection, forces growth. Sometimes suffering wakes you up in ways success never could. It reveals your true priorities and shows you how strong you really are. The gym is a perfect example. Muscles grow by being torn apart first. Without resistance, there is no strength. The same is true in life. Your mind grows stronger when it survives difficult moments. You cannot always control what happens to you, but you can control what you become because of it. Do not waste your pain by remaining bitter, angry, or defeated. Use it. Sharpen your mindset. Let it build your character. Let it remind you that you survived every difficult moment that once tried to destroy you. Your scars are proof that you endured battles that could have broken you. And every battle you survive makes you stronger for the next one. After life knocks you down, Motivation alone will not rebuild you. Motivation is temporary. Some days you feel inspired, and some days you feel exhausted. If you rely only on motivation, you will quit the moment life becomes difficult again. Rebuilding yourself requires discipline. Discipline means showing up even when you do not feel like it. It means choosing growth over comfort. It means waking up when your mind tells you to stay in bed. It means continuing the journey even when progress feels invisible. The strongest transformations happen quietly. Nobody sees the lonely mornings where you force yourself to keep going. Nobody sees the nights where you fight negative thoughts. Nobody sees the internal battles you win when you decide not to give up. But those moments are what rebuild your character. When you fall apart, your first responsibility is not to become perfect overnight. Your responsibility is to start rebuilding one habit at a time. Rebuild your mindset by controlling your thoughts. Rebuild your confidence by keeping promises to yourself. Rebuild your future by taking small, consistent actions daily. Success is not created in one giant moment. It is built through repetition. Small actions repeated every day eventually create a completely different life. Discipline also means accepting responsibility for your future. You cannot keep blaming your past forever. Yes, people hurt you. Yes, life was unfair. Yes, you made mistakes. But eventually, healing becomes your responsibility. The moment you take ownership of your life is the moment your power returns. You may not control every circumstance, but you control your response. And your response determines your future. Do not wait until you feel ready. Start rebuilding now. One decision, one habit, one day at a time. Because discipline is what turns broken people into unstoppable people. One of the hardest parts of rebuilding yourself is accepting that the old version of you cannot come into your new future. Growth requires letting go. Sometimes you must let go of old habits. Sometimes you must let go of toxic relationships. Sometimes you must let go of the mindset that kept you small for years. Many people want a new life while holding on to the behaviors that created their old one. But transformation does not work that way. You cannot become stronger while constantly returning to the same negativity, fear, and excuses. The truth is, not every version of you deserves to survive. The insecure version of you that constantly doubts yourself must go. The version that accepts less than you deserve must go. The version that quits every time life becomes hard must go. Growth is painful because it requires change, and change feels uncomfortable because it forces you into unfamiliar territory. But everything you want exists on the other side of that discomfort. You cannot rebuild yourself while remaining attached to your past identity. There comes a moment when you must stop identifying with your pain. Stop introducing yourself through your struggles. Stop allowing old failures to define your future. You are not your worst mistake. You are not your lowest moment. Your past is a chapter, not your entire story. The moment you release the old identity, you create space for a stronger 1T. Emerge a more disciplined version, a more confident version, a more focused and fearless version. People may not understand your transformation. Some people only feel comfortable with the broken version of you. But your job is not to stay small so others feel comfortable. Your job is to evolve. Do not fear becoming someone new. Fear staying trapped as someone you were never meant to remain. Sometimes rebuilding yourself means so the person you are meant to become can finally rise. The most powerful stories are not about people who never struggle. The most inspiring stories are about people who refuse to stay defeated. Your breakdown is not the end of your story. It is the setup for your comeback. Every successful person has experienced moments where they felt lost, broken, rejected, or exhausted. The difference is they refused to let those moments define them permanently. They kept moving forward even when they had every reason to quit. Your comeback begins the moment you decide that your pain will not control your future anymore. There is something powerful about rebuilding yourself after life breaks you. You develop a strength that cannot be taught through comfort. You gain wisdom through suffering. You gain resilience through struggle. And once you survive difficult seasons, fear loses its control over you. The person who rebuilds after falling apart becomes dangerous in the best possible way because they know what it feels like to lose everything and still rise again. Never underestimate what can happen in 1 year of focused growth. 1 year of discipline can completely transform your body, your mindset, your habits, your confidence, and your future. The version of you that feels weak today may become unrecognizable tomorrow if you refuse to give up. Your pain did not come to destroy you forever. It came to prepare you for a stronger future. One day people will look at your life and admire your strength, but they will never fully understand the battles you fought in silence to become that person. Keep rebuilding, growing, keep fighting for your future, because your greatest comeback is still being written, and the strongest version of you has not even arrived yet.